This is Wall Street Confidential. I'm Colin Barr with Jim Cramer. Jim, when a guy like Eddie Lampert, you've been a big fan, he's had a great track record. When he gets into a stock, what does that say to you as an investor? Do you start looking at that situation in a different light?
I pulled up with Eddie last week. There's a lot of perception that Eddie speaks to no one. I don't know. I mean, maybe I wasn't talking to him. To me, it looked like I was talking to him. Eddie's focus is Sears. And he's focused, he's spending 50% of his time in Sears. I think he's somewhat visibly frustrated that Alwyn Lewis is really doing this remarkable turn at these stores. He's the real CEO. He's not getting any credit. One of the reasons is Eddie's decided to set the company up a lot like what Warren Buffett did, which is that he has one time that he gets together, his annual meeting. And because he's allegedly secretive, everyone just decides to pile on and ask Eddie questions. Misses the big turn that Lewis, I think, is orchestrating. But and this is the big but, it's taking a lot of Eddie's time. And I don't think Eddie's in any position to now divert his time to be able to try to unseat Chuck Prince. I think that Eddie sees what everybody sees, which is this is a dramatically undervalued situation. Can Eddie be like Mike Price, who behind the scenes orchestrated a really important breakup of Chase Manhattan Bank, which is very similar in the 90s to where Citi is now? Sure. I think it's much more of a drumbeat issue. I think there are other people who will be taking big stakes and calling for the breakup of Citi. And what the board will do first is throw Prince over. There's no love. I mean, it's not like that anyone at Citi thinks Prince is doing a good job. He's dramatically overpaid. I also want to just a little pushback. Eddie feels like I do about sports and business. I mean, if there's underperformers, they should be broomed. It's only in business that we would accept a kind of a last place over and over again scenario.
Right.
If you think about it in sports, it's intolerable. You have coaches who or managers who, after 7 weeks in a season, if they're in last place, they get fired. It's only in our business where we pay them more, and I think Eddie feels that way. That's his attitude, which means that that's bad for Prince.
Right. So you're still looking for Prince to go before anything really
Oh
happens
yeah.
with this
I mean,
stock.
I think that. Look, I was calling for Decker to go. Decker left. Yet, well, she got demoted at Yahoo. The thing about what people don't realize, and I think this is really important, when I call for Prince to go, I mean, you could think that I'm a pop-off, but I represent a big audience. When Eddie Lampert buys it, he's not buying it because of Prince. When some other companies come in, other hedge funds come in, I think it's going to be, and they are, it's going to be quite obvious that Prince has no support. And then he'll go. And that's what happens.
Right. And so
it just takes longer than in sports.
Right.
Because the board always feels like that they are backing the manager. It's not like Steinbrenner, who is not thinking about backing the manager. He's backing the franchise.
Right. He just wants to win.
Right.
Okay, good. Thanks a lot, Jim Cramer. That was Wall Street Confidential.